my name is Mackenzie Grimace. I've been sewing since I was 8 years old. I am currently employed at the Sewing Palace, where I teach classes to kids and adults. So let's get started on how to make a mask that is approved by St. Pete's Hospital. Let's go! Let's get started with our materials. First off, you need 100% cotton that you have pre-washed and dried on hot temperatures. From this fabric, you will need an 8.5 by 15 inch rectangle and a two by 5 inch rectangles. That is for the casing if you choose to go the elastic around the ears. If not, you have ties that go around your head. You will need two 2-inch by 40-inch strips of fabric. The elastic is 9 inches long. I used fold-over elastic that you fold it and sew to make it smaller. And then you have one pipe cleaner, a few rulers. I have this 2.5 by 12-inch ruler, also with this 1 by 6-inch ruler. Then I have a couple feet that I will use along the way. I will explain how to use this later. Also, a rotary cutter and a rotary mat, and 2 fabric marking tools, scissors, a bobby pin, and straight pins or clips. Whether you choose one or use both, it does not matter. Let's get started on how to make the mask. Our first step is to secure and finish the 2 8.5 inch sides with a zigzag stitch. This is the right side of the fabric. We're going to fold right sides together, matching the 2 8.5 inch sides. With a ruler, you're going to measure in 2 inches on each side and marking it. Back at the machine, we're going to sew a 3/8 inch seam allowance from the edge of the fabric to the 2-inch line. Don't forget to backstitch on each side. Repeat this on the other side. Now that you've got both sides sewn, you're going to open it up and open the seam and press it flat. Now you're going to sew along one side of the seam, making sure that it's down. Now be careful, you're only going to sew through this side, so you have to manipulate the bottom as you sew. Turn fabric inside out. Once you've done that, you will notice that you see the seam allowance that you have already done in the previous step. That will be at the bottom. The opening for the pipe cleaner is at the top. From the edging of the seam to the top of the fabric will measure a 1/2 inch. Once you've measured it all the way across the top, you will press the fabric down. Starting at one corner, you're going to sew a small 1/8 inch seam all the way around on all 4 sides. Take your pipe cleaner, fold it in half, and twist all the way down to form a 6-inch strong wire. Now insert it into the casing and center it at the top. Grab your clips to secure the pipe cleaner at the top. Now, go to your sewing machine and sew a seam all the way down at the bottom of the seam. This will form the nose piece for the top of the mask. I'm using a zipper foot to sew as close to the wire as I can. We're going to put the pleats in the mask now, with the nose piece on top, and these are now 7 inches. This is the 8.5 inch side. So now, measuring about 2 inches down from the top, on both sides, we're going to grab on each side and pleat up about a 1/2 inch. There's the 1/2 inch line right there. I'll make sure it's 1/2 inch on all the way across. Iron. And clip. Both sides. Now, from this new folded piece, we're going to measure 1.5 inches. So once we do that on both sides, grab it up and pleat up again. Again, 1/2 inch. 1/2 inch pleats. Now iron. And clip. Now repeat this step one more time. Measuring 1.5 inches down on both sides, or kind of eyeballing it, and folding it up about a 1/2 inch. Again, making sure it's a 1/2 inch. And ironing. And clipping them down. And then do one more good ironing across the top to make sure that the pleats are nice and flat. We're back at the sewing machine to sew the pleats in place. First, we will remove all 3 clips, and then sewing a 1/8 or 1/4 inch seam all the way down to hold the pleats in place. Now repeat this same step on the other side of your mask. Now that we have completed the pleats in the mask, we're going to add the casings that go on each side of the mask. First, you need to make sure that the front is facing up. And you know that this is the front because there's an opening for additional filters if need be. Let's take the 2x5 inch piece strip of fabric that you cut previously and lay it and center it on the side of the mask. You will turn it over and fold over each side of the additional fold over fabric and clip it. Repeat this on the bottom. Now let's go to the sewing machine. And place the edge of your fabric to the edge of the foot and sew a 1/4 inch seam allowance and backstitch from the edge of the fabric to about a 1/2 inch in. Backstitch, and then go all the way down, and then backstitch again. There you go. Now we're back at this ironing board. First, we will turn the casings right sides out and iron the folded pieces down. done that, you're going to take the elastic pieces, fold it in half, because this is fold over elastic. Fold it in half, and grab the iron, and iron it down. So it's skinnier. Then, with this elastic, we're going to insert it inside the middle of the casing and fold over once, and then fold it over second time, and then clipping the casing down, and then repeat this step on the other side. Now let's go to the sewing machine and sew these down. We are going to sew with an 1/8 inch seam allowance along the side. But make sure you do not sew the elastic anywhere in here. When you pull it, it should pull through. That's how you know you did not sew it. So now we're going to sew. Back stitch, and repeat this on the other side. Yay, we're at the last step. Now we have to sew the two pieces of elastic together. So, connecting the two pieces up together, placing it in underneath the foot, and putting your foot down. Make sure that your zigzag foot is on, and then zigzagging down the elastic. Repeat this same step on the other side. Now, the very last step is to pull this already sewn elastic through inside so it's inside the casing. So you gotta pull one side so it's inside the casing. Now repeat this on the other side. Now, we've done that, you can try it on. You spread the pleats, and then you can press it around your nose, so that way it goes around your nose. There you go. In conclusion to my demonstration, this pandemic has been a struggle and such a learning curve for everyone. We have learned how to keep mindful of ourselves and others through this pandemic, and wearing a mask out in public is strongly advised. So stay safe, stay healthy,